Hello, today's daily reading comes from the book of the Apocrypha. We are reading from the book of Jasher, and we're reading chapter 79, verses 1 through 28. And it reads as follows. And in those days, Moses was feeding the flock and ruled the Midianite, his father in law, beyond the wilderness of Sin. And the stick which he took from his father in law was in his hand. And it came to pass one day that a kid of goats strayed from the flock, and Moses pursued it and came to the mountains of God of Horeb, to Horeb. And when he came to Horeb, the Lord appeared there unto him in the bush. And he found the bush burning with fire, but the fire had no power over the bush to consume it. And Moses was greatly astonished at this sight, why the bush was not consumed. And he approached to see this mighty thing. And the Lord called unto Moses out of the fire and commanded them to go down to Egypt, to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to send the children of Israel from his service. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go, return to Egypt, for all those men who sought your life are dead. And you will speak unto Pharaoh to send out the children of Israel from his land. And the Lord commanded him to do signs and wonders in Egypt before the eyes of Pharaoh and the eyes of his subjects, in order that they might believe that the Lord had sent him. And Moses hearkened to all that the Lord had commanded him. And he returned to his father in law and told him the thing, and Reuel said to him, Go in peace. And Moses rose up to go to Egypt, and he took his wife and sons with him. And he was at an inn in the road, and an angel of God came down and sought an occasion against him. And he wished to kill him on account of his firstborn son, because he had not circumcised him and had transgressed the covenant which the Lord had made with Abraham. For Moses had hearkened to the word of his father in law, which he had spoken to him not to circumcise his firstborn son. Therefore he circumcised him not. And Zipporah saw the angel of the Lord seeking an occasion against Moses, and she knew that this thing was owing to his not having circumcised her son Gershom. And Zipporah hastened and took the sharp rock stones that were there, and she circumcised her son, and delivered her husband and her son from the hand of the angel of the Lord. And Aaron the son of Amram, the brother of Moses, was in Egypt, walking in the riverside on the day. And the Lord appeared to him in that place, and he said to him, Go now toward Moses in the wilderness. And he went and met him in the mountain of God, and he kissed him. And Aaron lifted up his eyes and saw Zipporah his wife of Moses and her children. He said unto Moses, Who are these unto you? And Moses said unto him, They are my wife and sons, which God gave to me in Midian. And the thing grieved Aaron on account of the woman and her children. And Aaron said to Moses, Send away the woman and her children, that they may go to her father's house. And Moses hearkened to the words of Aaron and did so. And Zipporah returned with her children, and they went to the house of Reuel and remained there until the time arrived when the Lord had visited his people and brought them out from Egypt, from the land of Pharaoh, from the hand of Pharaoh. And Moses and Aaron came to Egypt to the community of the children of Israel, and they spoke to them all the words of the Lord. And the people rejoiced in exceedingly great rejoicing. And Moses and Aaron rose up early on the next day, and they went to the house of Pharaoh, and they took in their hands the stick of God. And when they came to the king's gate, two young lions were confined there with iron instruments, and no person went out or came in from before them, unless those whom the king ordered to come. When the conjurers came and withdrew the lions by their incantations, and this brought them to the king. And Moses hastened and lifted up the stick upon the lions, and he loosed them. And Moses and Aaron came into the king's house. The lions also came with them in joy, and they followed them and rejoiced as a dog rejoices over his master when he comes from the field. And when Pharaoh saw this thing, he was astonished at it, and he was greatly terrified at the report, for their appearance was like the appearance of the children of God. And Pharaoh said to Moses, What do you require? And they answered him, saying, The Lord God of the Hebrews has sent us to you to say, Send out my people that they may serve me. And when Pharaoh heard their words, he was greatly terrified before them. And he said to them, Go today and come back to me tomorrow. And they did according to the word of the king. And when they had gone, Pharaoh sent for Balaam the magician, and to Janus and Jambres his sons, and to all the magicians and conjurers and counselors which belonged to the king, and they all came and sat before the king. And the king told them all the word which Moses and his brother Aaron had spoken to him. And the magician said to the king, But how did the men come to you with the lions which were confined? at the gate.